Use the fixings supplied to fit the leg assemblies to the main unit. Use a 30mm spanner or 30mm socket to tighten the legs up. You must do this for both legs on the assembly. Locate the 4 fibre washers onto the 4 studs on the duct. Then carefully line up the 4 studs with the 4 holes on the main unit. Using the nuts and washers supplied, fix the duct to the main unit. Use an M10 nut runner or a spanner to do the nuts tight. Do not over tighten the nuts. At the rear of the duct, connect the short earth cable from the duct to its stud on the main base unit. Use an M7 socket with ratchet or a nut runner to tighten the nuts. Do not over tighten. Hold the green earth cable gently to prevent it from turning whilst doing up the nut. If you are conducting a forced convection experiment, then you are to use the fan. Connect the fan assembly plug to its socket at the rear of the duct. To do this, push gently whilst locating the pins and twist the body of the plug to lock in place. The duct traverse temperature probe must now be fitted. To do this, use a flat bladed screwdriver and tighten the hidden screw within the probe. Connect the mains power lead to the main unit at the rear and switch on. Carefully push the anemometer probe into its socket on the side of the duct so the hole in its tip is in the middle of the duct. Rotate the probe so its hole aligns with the airflow and then tighten up with a screwdriver. Plug in the anemometer on the front panel. To fit a heat transfer surface, disconnect the electrical supply and make sure the heater is switched off. Carefully insert the heat transfer surface into the hole in the duct, carefully feeding through the cables and the temperature probe wire. Then secure the heat transfer surface with the 4 black thumb screws and washers supplied. Connect the heater and thermocouple cables from the heat transfer surface to the sockets on the front panel of the control unit. Connect the inlet temperature probe, the heater surface temperature probe, or the traverse temperature probe to the front panel of the control unit. The equipment includes a handheld thermocouple probe for heat distribution measurements along the pinned or finned surfaces. The user inserts the probe tip into a selection of 6 equally spaced holes in the side of the duct. The black magnetic cover allows the user to cover the holes completely, so you can only use one hole at a time. Heater power is applied by switching on and turning the potentiometer on the front panel. The power is displayed on the control panel liquid crystal display. To fit the fan assembly to the duct, disconnect the base electrical supply and carefully fit the fan to the top of the duct. Secure the fan using the 8 washers and fixings supplied. To turn on the fan, turn the fan speed control on the control panel. The airflow range is displayed on the control panel display. Connect a VDAS network cable from the digital output to the digital input of the VDAS hub. Connect the USB cable from the VDAS hub to a PC or suitable laptop. Click the Connect button tab on the VDAS screen to connect the VDAS to the computer. From there, the user can observe all parameters and witness live data being displayed. The user can select the type of heat transfer surface to be measured. Equally, the user can select the type of probe in use. This can be done by using the drop-down menu on the VDAS software. Experiments can now be carried out in line with the recommended procedures in the operating manual.